If you drive past Congressman Zack Space's office on 4th Street, downtown Zanesville, you may notice a man camping out on the sidewalk. Coach David Daubermire is dissatisfied with the changes and policies taking place in Washington and is using his constitutional right to protest to the fullest extent. Daubermire is a veteran high school football coach and college professor who encourages American politicians to govern according to Christian principles. Daubermire is prepared to sit in front of Zack Space's office until the congressman agrees to hold a town hall meeting.
My name is Coach Dave Daubermire. Sorry, I'm a little bit hoarse here today. I've been sleeping out here in the elements since last Thursday, when we began this vigil outside the office of Congressman Zack Space, my congressman, 18th Congressional District. Like so many other people, I've been really concerned about what I see going on in Washington, D.C., the expansive government, the loss of liberties. Now, the trying to capture health care, although health care is not really the issue. It's control of our own lives. And we all know that they have the summer recess during the month of August so that our elected officials will come home and meet with the constituents. And so I've tried from the time Zack Space got home, I began making phone calls to his Washington office and here to his Zanesville office. I even contacted his Chillicothe office, trying to find out where Congressman Space was holding his town hall meetings. Now, you can go on his website, space.gov, and you'll find pictures of information on how you can go to the Washington's monument and how you can take tours of his offices in Washington and all the pork barrel spending he's done. But you can't find anything at all to say where he's going to be meeting. So I brought that to their attention, and they gave me they said, well, we can't put everything on there. He's meeting in private homes. He's doing teleconferences, yada, yada, yada. And I said, well, listen, here's all I want. How do I have one of those meetings in my house? I'd like to have Congressman Space come to my house with 500 of my closest friends. We have a lot of questions that we would like to ask him. Well, they won't give me the time of day. So 2 weeks ago, this Wednesday, about 10 days ago, we came down and had a little tea party here outside of his office. I didn't organize that one. I was just part of it, town hall meeting, tea party, and found out while we were here, he was at a private meeting in a home in Gambier. So my wife and I and a couple of friends, we jumped in our cars and we drove the 50 miles up to Gambier at a country road. And as we get to the driveway, there's a deputy sheriff standing there greeting us, and we get out of the car, and I told the deputy, I said, listen, I'm not interested in going in. And he said, well, you're not allowed in. It's a private meeting. I said, this is my congressman. You mean I can't have access to my congressman? Would you please get a hold of someone in there and let them know that I'd like to have just 1 minute with Congressman Space? I don't want a meeting with him, one of his staff members, anybody. I would just like one of them to come out and let me know how I can get an audience with him. Well, for 3 hours we stood out there. They wouldn't let us come in. We stood on the public street. We did not violate anybody's privacy. We didn't go onto their property. We were respectful. I'm a God-fearing man. I did it in an orderly way. 3 hours later, after standing out there, a call came through the police officer that I could now go in and visit with Congressman Space. But he's made one stipulation: no cameras, no media, no recordings. I said, well, I thought this is about open government. Barack Obama said it would be the most transparent government that America had ever seen. And I said, I don't operate that way. You say one thing in private, another thing in public. No, I don't want it. It's not about a meeting with me and Congressman Space. I want a town hall meeting where he will stand before us so we can look him in his eyes and ask him questions and allow him to tell us why he thinks that the American government, by what constitutional authority does the American government have the right to begin doing what they're doing right now. Well, he wouldn't do it, would not have that meeting with it, wanted it to be private, under the cover of darkness. He snuck out without us, somehow got out of the driveway without us seeing him, and therefore I thought it was over, that I wouldn't pursue it any farther. But the more I thought about it, I realized this: we're in the fourth quarter here in America. I'm an old football coach. I'm a football coach. We're playing the fourth quarter right now. And while our congressmen are home, if we allow them to run and hide from us, if we allow our congressmen to be unresponsive to the demands of their people, if we allow them to do that right now when the heat is really on them, we will never regain government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The last sentence of the First Amendment of the Constitution says the right of the people to petition their government for redress of grievances. Now, my only opportunity, as far as I know, or the most relative way that I can have redress of grievances, is through Congressman Zack Space, and he refuses to meet with us. So I'm out here. I've been camping out here. I have a 24-hour vigil. Now, I leave sometimes because I'm a coach. I have some duty and responsibilities, but that chair is filled all the time by Bob Reel and some other people who've decided that they would come and sit out here with me. We were going to sit here until Congressman Zack Space agrees to a public town hall meeting. No more hiding behind darkness, behind back wall dealings with constituents on phone calls. No more of that. Can Zack Space come out to play? That's what we want to know. Can he come out to play? He's elected to represent us. Zack, come out and play. Come out and stand before us and share your heart with us and let us know your positions so we can figure out whether you are with us or against us, because the lines are being clearly drawn in America. And I, for one guy, Keith, I cannot sit back and allow this to continue to happen. Now, let me add this caveat. It's not about me, although people say, oh, there's that coach out there again. He's a media hound. He's always chasing the media. Well, let me tell you something. I got a chair you can come and sit in. If you think that this is so much fun to sit out here, sleep out here for 7 days, come on. I'll give you my chair. It's not about this. I'll tell you what it's about. It's about my children and my grandchildren. It's about the idea of taxation without representation. And we all know this with the stimulus plans and the bailouts and government motors, and we could go on and on and on. We know that if a baby is born in Muskingum County today, it will be shackled with debt that it will never be able to repay. That, as I see it, is taxation without representation. And if I would be less than a father, I would be less than a grandfather if I did not at this time stand up and defend my children and grandchildren. Now, I hear this one a lot too. People say, Coach, they come by. Well, how did we get so yellow? How did we get so yellow? I have people come by and say, oh, Coach, you're so brave, sitting in a chair out on the sidewalk, a public sidewalk with the police right here beside me. Right here's the police station. I'm brave because I'm sitting out here. I said, listen, folks, whatever happened to duty? When did duty become bravery? It's my duty to protect and serve and defend, protect my Lord, defend my family. It's my duty. Bravery is going what? Above and beyond the call of duty. And wouldn't America be a lot better place if people just did their civic duty? If they just did their duty? How long do we think Zack Space could continue to hide if people in Muskingum County and Knox County and parts of Licking County and Tuscarawas County, if people began to do their duty and hold these guys accountable, how long would we be in the mess? But we call it bravery. Bravery, and because they know we're cowardly, as Zell Miller said, silence isn't golden, it's yellow. They know we're cowardly. They know we won't fight. They know that if they can just hide, if Zack Space can just hide just for 7 more days, he'll be back in the safety of Washington, D.C. It's the fourth quarter, and it's time we stood up and tried to do something about it. That's why I'm here.
Man of a lot of words. If you had one thing to say to Zack Space, if you could say it to him directly right here, what would you tell him?
I would say, as I said to one of his representatives earlier, I don't even know you. You may be an honorable man. You may be an honorable man. I got one question for you, Zack. What do you have to hide? What is it that you have to hide? If you believed in what you were doing, if you believed in the programs that you were supporting, you would be proud to stand publicly and defend those programs. You'd be proud to do it. What are you hiding, Zack? And I would tell you this, I would love to be one of your supporters. This is not a political thing. This is not Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative. It's not that. It's freedom. It's liberty. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And we want to retain that liberty. As someone said to me the other day, or a guy much wiser than me said it before, when the people fear the government, there's tyranny. And when government fears the people, there's liberty. Zack, you have the responsibility to represent me. You don't have to agree with me, but you have an obligation, as I saw on your website, to get advice from your constituents. And I believe you have an obligation, you have a moral duty, Zack Space. You have a moral duty, sir, to stand publicly before the people that you represent and give an account for what it is that you've done. That's what we're calling you to do. And I would say publicly that if you don't do that, sir, you're cowardly and unfit to serve. That's the way I feel about it, Keith.
Downtown Zanesville, Keith Hamilton, the Underground News Network.